it's true that schools right now are really thinking a lot about what they call social and emotional learning or character. It's the heart of all conversations going on right now. And indeed, when you ask parents about what they want for their child, what is their dreams and hopes for their children in the future, they always mention that they want their child to be happy, fulfilled. It's not really about being the first one or competition or things like that. So it's really a topic of high interest right now. And the importance, I want to mention some of, you mentioned earlier to me about the World Economic Forum, what they say about this. So the nature of work and careers is changing fast, and in the future, the right skills will be prized over academic qualifications alone. Emotional intelligence is one of the top 10 skills you will need for the future of work. You should also share from Harvard University. The professional world is always evolving, and today that evolution is largely spurred by advances in technology. Despite this, today's emerging skills are more about empathizing innately human capabilities than manipulating machines. So it's really interesting because a lot of the times we hear that's kind of myth about it's about technology, it's about emotional, about artificial intelligence, it's about machine learning, but actually these jobs are already occupied, and what we need is to have the ability to control the machine or to do the things that the machine will never be able to do. So kind of to anchor this topic into today's world, it's really at the heart of the future, right? Do you want to
Yes.
share a bit more about those skills for the future?
Yes, I 100% agree with you, Fanny. Today we realize we are at the point where we see that, yes, with IQ, we can get into a certain level in life. We can be one of the best engineer in the world working in Silicon Valley. But what will make you a team leader? How could you become a better leader? Or how could you become a better politician? What makes you, we need those human skills wherever we go, even if we are dealing with machines. At the end of the day, what makes us different than the others are the qualifications that makes us human, actually. So there are so many benefits of having learning and practicing emotional intelligence. And when we go back and look at the World Economic Forum or Harvard, that definitely describe that emotional intelligence is one of the top 10 skills. When you look at those top 10 skills, you will see some other things that are associated with emotional intelligence as well. When we use the word emotional, it is as if some people think that, or in the past, it used to be thought that, if you're the slaves of your emotions, you're not a strong person. But it's not true, actually. Strongest are those who could adapt, and adaptability is one of the competencies of emotional intelligence. Those who are resilient, resiliency is again one of the benefits of emotional intelligence. And mindfulness is very famous right now. We are all talking about mindfulness, eating mindfully, exercising mindfully, learning mindfully. Mindfulness is one of the competencies that you can practice in emotional intelligence as well. Or positive attitude, which makes you a happier and definitely boosts your overall well-being. I mean, if you learn how to be grateful, extending gratitude practices every day. Or your social skills. How about your conflict management? When you are in a team, are you a good team member? When there is a conflict, are you willing to solve the conflict? Are you ready to bring stinky fish on the table and talk, still preserving your gracefulness when you're talking about an issue? These are,
Absolutely.
we can talk more. it's
Yeah.
it's not anything really. It's this is for me the best gift you can give to yourself, so that it will be a gift to your child, to your partner, and people around you, to your colleagues. And so one person practicing emotional intelligence resonates in hundreds. So
Yeah.
I think this is, and as you have mentioned, this is the era where we feel like we need these skills more. We
Yeah.
need to learn how to deal with stress and how to deal with unprecedented events like COVID, or um, how to manifest better relationship with our children, with our students, with our partner, with our uh, family, people, friends, everyone around us.
Absolutely. You mentioned really important points here. And one that really resonated with me, I mean, all of them, but really one, like you said, it's a myth to think that emotional intelligence is making you weaker. And I think it is so important because we can still hear people a lot right now saying you need to compartmentalize your life, professional, personal, you need to balance. And there was a nice video about from Simon Sinek about this, where he's really good with these polarizations, that's also about being positive is different than being optimistic. I like very much his work. And about the balance, he says that actually you need to, everything is interconnected. You cannot have like a personal and professional life. So I think it's really important right now, especially with I'm thinking a lot about teachers who are teaching remotely or hybrid, how important this becomes, because they need to know their worth, their strength, and use them in the different contexts. And oftentimes we feel like the imposter syndrome, that we are not that great. Maybe we don't know enough. Maybe our unit planner is not that great. Maybe our planning is not that amazing. We tend to self-criticize a lot. And if we develop this self-awareness, if we are more willing to be vulnerable, I think we have such a strength here. It's so much easier to hide behind our ego,
Mhm.
right? And that's why I want to more work on this, also move from an ego system where it's all about my convenience and how I look and my appearance and my surface, to the ecosystem. What is the intention I have? What is the impact I want to make in any context? And I think the emotional intelligence is what gives you the journey. It's what gives you the way to get there,
Mhm.
So
And so,
thanks
thank you.
absolutely for the
Yes,
leadership, yeah,
I,
aspect
I
of it.
there were some points you really highlighted, which is this is also, this time also reminded us how to be not put ourselves only in the center, but the COVID really reminded us that we have to think others, and with others we
Yeah,
become us. um, I mean, this is important to seeing the bigger picture. This
absolutely.
is the right time. Whenever I hear that, oh, there is no COVID here. COVID is, we have over COVID. And I feel like, no way. I mean, we are in this together. The entire world for the
Yeah,
first time in our era has been dealing with an issue that has never ever been a problem before.
yeah,
And we are all in this together, and we have to find a solution together. I have to put my mask on so that I can protect you, not to protect myself first. I have to think of you, which is, uh, if you, I mean, this is the time really. I want us all to pause and think, um, what has been going on, other than seeing the bigger picture, zooming out
yes,
maybe, and to
yes.
see better, bigger picture of what has been going on in life and what the lessons we need to take from this.
Absolutely. A moment of awareness that is individual and collective, really. And
Mhm,
we see that all of the problems now are really out there. We cannot
mhm,
hide them anymore because all the problems are exacerbated with the pandemic. And I think also connection you made here is how it's influencing also what we believe. Like we're going back to our beliefs, what's really important to us. And I'm thinking of what is my mission, what is something that I want to change. And I think it's the fact that schools, for me, schools needs to be about learning, not about this game of school, which is competition and the grades. And all I want is to refocus on what is it that I can do to help transform this. It's always ambitious, but how can we go back to this, like within the adults, also the teams, how can we be this interconnected, we don't have to agree, but we have to be graceful, like you mentioned. So how can we come together instead of all trying to solve all of the problems we have in all different schools or in all different whatever corporate sector? Everybody is in their island. Now it's time to collaborate and to amplify the change that we can make. So that's like a kind of a response. It comes from within, like what Theory U says. I really follow that book a lot, from Otto Scharmer, is the conflict outside are the mirror of the conflicts inside.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if we know ourselves, if we work on ourselves, then we are more likely to make an impact outside, actually. So I think it's kind of goes very well with this topic.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.